This is the story that the mainstream media is desperately trying to hide. They want you to look away from the convergence of a celebrity scandal, a decades-old forbidden memory, and a closed-door political power struggle, but we won't let them. This video is not just about the death of a Yu Menglong, it's about the seismic shockwave that death sent through the absolute highest echelons of power. Within the next 40 seconds, you will understand. The terrifying boycott. Why an apartment complex of 100 families is suddenly being abandoned because of what they saw, or what they fear, after Chinese actor Yu Menglong's death. The hidden names. How the actor's alleged death, ruled an accidental fall, but shrouded in rumors of torture, a USB drive, and official cover-up, has dragged the children of China's elite officials into the public eye. The political fallout. The direct, mind-blowing connection between this shocking celebrity scandal, the resurgence of the forbidden Tiananmen Vigil spirit, and a hastily convened CCP leadership conclave that is anything but routine. You are about to witness the moment the party's carefully constructed wall of silence started to crumble. Stick around, because the truth is more brutal and politically charged. The whispers started not in a newsroom or a police station, but in a luxury high-rise in Beijing, a gleaming monolith of steel and glass, usually reserved for the capital's untouchable elite. This tower, on September 11, 2025, became an epicenter of terror. Chinese actor Yu Menglong, Alan Yu, 37, was confirmed dead after a fall from a residential building. While authorities quickly ruled it an accidental, alcohol-fueled death, the ensuing days saw a torrent of viral, unverifiable, and horrific rumors. Allegations, spread by anonymous bloggers and influencers, claimed the actor was tortured and murdered by a group of 15 suspects, the Princelings, children of high-ranking officials and entertainment figures. The claims included chilling details like audio recordings of screams, and the utterly gruesome allegation of an abdominal cut to retrieve a hidden USB drive. Imagine a place where a single event is so radioactive, so fear-inducing, that money means nothing. That is the apartment complex now. A chilling phenomenon has taken hold. The Great Beijing Boycott. Over 100 households, worth millions, a lifetime of investment, are suddenly on the market. These aren't just rich people moving, they are people running. The cameras pan to the apartment windows, silent and dark. You can feel the fear radiating from the vacant luxury units. Residents who are still there don't just refuse to talk to reporters, they are physically leaving their homes for fear of implication in a crime the state insists never happened. They saw something or heard something that made the prospect of being wealthy next to the suspects more terrifying than abandoning their fortune. This is the new, unwritten rule of the Chinese elite: silence is the price of survival, and fear is the highest currency. The chilling, mind-blowing part? The official crackdown wasn't on the alleged murderers, it was on the rumors. Beijing police detained 3 women for spreading falsities, detailing exactly the gruesome claims, the torture, the fingernails, the USB drive retrieval, only to immediately dismiss them as fiction. But by specifying the horror, the state accidentally gave the rumors more power, etching the gruesome claims into the public consciousness. The public didn't believe the official story. They saw a star, whose family was told one story, while the internet was drowning in a narrative of grotesque state-sanctioned impunity. The sheer brutality of the alleged crime, and the quick, definitive, yet detail-rich denial by the police, confirmed for many that a line had been crossed. The death of Yu Menglong had become a secret handshake, a code word for a deeper, darker rot in the elite system. The public outrage over the Yu Menglong case was a spark looking for a dry field. The dry field was the collective, buried, and constantly suppressed memory of June 4, 1989. The annual Tiananmen Square Vigil, historically held in Hong Kong's Victoria Park, has been forcefully suppressed and banned since 2020 under the national security law. The organizer, the Hong Kong Alliance, was forced to disband. Commemoration of the June 4 crackdown is now a seditious act within the city, leading to arrests of prominent activists like Chow Hang-tung. However, global commemorations, organized in over 40 cities outside China, have continued, serving as a global conscience. The Tiananmen spirit now exists in a new, dispersed, and digitally connected form. The boycott against the Princelings suspects' families didn't just stay local, it became a proxy war for democratic ideals. The outrage over Yu Menglong's death was not explicitly about Tiananmen, but the emotional architecture was the same: a state covering up a crime involving high-level power, ignoring the screams of the victim, and punishing those who dare to speak the truth. The scene shifts to a vast, dark online space, a digital diaspora. The hashtags that initially tracked the Yu Menglong case suddenly begin to intertwine with old, coded language. A trending phrase about the 15 individuals suddenly shares space with references to the Tank Man or the Candlelight Sea. The mind-blowing twist is that the same tactics used by the state to suppress the Tiananmen Vigil, the swift detentions, the labeling of all dissent as fabricated rumors, the forced silence, are now being applied to a celebrity murder scandal. This inadvertently links the two in the public imagination. The Vigil 2.0, outside of China, where the Yu Menglong story is getting uncensored coverage, diaspora groups start using the celebrity's death as a cautionary tale for the corruption of absolute power. The same people organizing global Tiananmen vigils now add a new symbol, not a candle for the past, but a hidden USB drive for the present. The two narratives become one, creating a powerful, unplanned movement that demonstrates the longevity of the forbidden spirit. The murder of one star becomes a symbol for the murder of justice itself. The CCP spent decades trying to erase the historical memory of 1989. Now, a new, current memory of elite depravity, the Yu Menglong case, is proving impossible to contain, and is actively reactivating the older, deeper dissent. The pressure is building not from historical grievance, but from current, undeniable shock. This is a political nightmare. Suppressing the present only empowers the past. The image is of a single candle flickering on a dark street in London, San Francisco, or Taipei. But the shadow it casts is the long, terrifying silhouette of a Beijing skyscraper where a secret crime allegedly took place. The flame is for Yu Menglong, but the heat it generates is the long-denied justice for 1989. Now, we move from the public square and the internet's dark web to the inner sanctum of the Chinese Communist Party, Zhongnanhai. The CCP's leadership, including President Xi Jinping, is set to hold a crucial, pre-scheduled political meeting, the fourth plenary session of the 20th Central Committee, from October 20 to 23, 2025. This meeting is not a secret emergency session, but a major, foundational conclave dedicated to debating and formulating the country's next 15th five-year plan, 2026 to 2030. The official agenda covers major economic and policy challenges, a property debt crisis, sluggish domestic consumption, trade tensions, and the need to balance development and security. The world sees a routine planning session. But inside the walls, the scene is a tense, silent political drama. This is not a policy meeting, it is a crisis management summit disguised as a planning session. The key word here is not plenum, but emergency. While officially, the meeting is about the five-year plan, the unwritten, unspoken agenda is to manage the three interconnected crises that have suddenly shattered the party's most critical asset, stability. The crisis of impunity. Yu Menglong, the scandal, is the worst kind of political toxicity. A celebrity who was a conduit for public frustration, a suspected crime involving Princelings, and a global outcry that undermines the party's core claim of being a protector of the people. The fact that an entire apartment complex is being boycotted is not just a housing story, it's a terrifying measure of public trust in the justice system. The Princelings scandal is an existential threat to Xi Jinping's anti-corruption legacy, showing that even after a decade of purges, the ultimate form of corruption, the untouchability of the hyper-elite, still thrives. The crisis of memory. Tiananmen, the celebrity scandal, gave the forbidden June 4 sentiment a modern, accessible emotional hook. Every time a citizen doubts the official report on Yu Menglong, they are unconsciously revisiting the skepticism about the 1989 crackdown. The party's strategy of absolute censorship is failing spectacularly in the face of spontaneous, organic anger. The crisis of power. The five-year plan, the official agenda, is about the economy, but the core problem of the economy is confidence. How can the party encourage a sluggish economy and consumer spending when the public believes the state is covering up the murder of a beloved figure by the children of the ruling class? The political instability caused by the Yu Menglong scandal is now a direct threat to the economic goals of the five-year plan. The camera is in the high-ceilinged, sterile conference hall. The delegates, the old guard, the party elders, the military brass sit in stoic rows. President Xi Jinping is at the head of the long table. He isn't discussing steel production or housing starts. He's looking at a document labeled Risk Assessment, Internal Stability. The crisis on his desk is that the very people he purged for corruption, his rivals, are now being implicitly compared to the untouchable Princelings whose actions led to the Yu Menglong scandal. The elders, the hidden power brokers whose interests are tied to these very families, are now demanding answers. They aren't questioning Xi's leadership directly, but they are questioning the effectiveness of his absolute control. The mind-blowing question: is the murder of a celebrity powerful enough to rattle the foundations of the world's most powerful totalitarian state? The answer is yes, because that celebrity's death became a mirror reflecting the deepest, most systemic abuses of that power. The elders aren't just there to approve a policy plan, they are there to make sure the contagion of the Yu Menglong scandal, the public anger, the global exposure, the resurgence of forbidden memory doesn't infect the entire party structure. The emergency is not about a financial crash, it's about a crash of legitimacy. The conclusion of this three-way convergence of scandal, memory, and power struggle is terrifyingly simple: sacrifice. To restore legitimacy and save the economic plan, the party must demonstrate the terrifying power of its absolute control. If the claims of 15 high-profile suspects, the children of officials, are true, the party faces a dilemma: punish them and confirm the rumors of a grotesque murder, or protect them and confirm the public's belief in untouchable elite impunity. The answer will likely be a hidden-hand compromise that satisfies the need for vengeance, silence, and control. Asterisk the scapegoat, not the alleged murderers, but the enablers. The official or security chiefs who failed to suppress the rumors fast enough, whose incompetence allowed the scandal to merge with the Tiananmen narrative. A swift, quiet anti-corruption investigation into a high-level official, a tiger in the system, will be the political blood sacrifice needed to change the headline. Asterisk the boycott's end. The government will quietly, forcefully intervene in the abandoned apartment complex, perhaps by buying out the homes through state-owned entities, essentially erasing the physical evidence of the public's fear. The tower will be cleansed of its ghosts, but the memory will remain. Asterisk the verdict. While the official story of Yu Menglong's death will not change, the fate of the alleged 15 Princelings will be decided inside the plenum. They will not face a public trial, they will face a party-sanctioned exile, disgrace, or internal punishment. They will become the Seven Swords of Beijing, a legend of untouchable youth whose depravity was too much even for the system that created them. Their fate will be a chilling reminder to all other elites: your life is your own, but your scandal belongs to the party. The story of Yu Menglong's death, the ghost of the Tiananmen Vigil, and the closed-door decision of the CCP Elders are not separate stories. They are chapters in the same grim, ongoing Chinese thriller. This confluence proves one thing: the greatest enemy of absolute power is not an army or a foreign government, but a single, undeniable, and truly horrific truth that escapes the censor's grip. The scandal of the star is the crack in the wall. The vigil is the memory pushing through that crack. The emergency meeting is the desperate attempt to plaster it back up before the entire structure collapses. This is the story of a death that was instantly classified an accident, but which triggered a fear-fueled social revolution. Forget what the headlines told you about a drunken fall. We are going deep inside the apartment complex in Beijing where actor and singer Yu Menglong spent his final, terrifying night. The official story, delivered with swift, unnerving finality, was that Yu Menglong, star of hits like Eternal Love, fell from a high-rise on September 11, 2025, while intoxicated. Case closed. Move on. But the moment the police ruled out criminal suspicion, the public's conviction that a crime had occurred solidified into absolute certainty. Why? Because the official narrative was immediately overshadowed by a wave of viral, grotesque, and hyperspecific rumors that only a massive cover-up would require. Imagine the scene: a sleek, ultra-luxurious Beijing apartment, usually a haven of privileged security. Yu Menglong is there with over 10 other individuals for a private gathering. The search results confirm one of the attendees was another entertainment figure, Fan Shichi, whose involvement immediately tainted his own career, with his drama facing massive public backlash. The first crack in the official facade wasn't a witness or a video, it was a ghost in the machine, the actor's alleged final text to his mother. The words hit the public like a thunderbolt, confirming every dark suspicion about the underbelly of China's elite entertainment world. He wrote, "They may come and kill me anytime. I'm not joking and I'm not hallucinating." Then the line that is now etched into the public consciousness, "That money isn't earned by me, it's dirty. I must say goodbye now, mother." The text turned the accidental death into a political thriller. It wasn't about a tragedy, it was about coercion, powerful figures, and money so corrupt it made the victim vomit. The official line of accidental fall shattered against the terrifying clarity of a desperate final cry for help. The next wave of rumors wasn't just shocking, it was physically nauseating, describing violence so extreme it suggested a powerful message was being sent. The scene shifts to the dark corridors of the building, where neighbors become accidental witnesses to horror. The terrifying, unverified reports claimed a video circulated, allegedly showing a silhouette struggling at the window, accompanied by anguished screams. Then came the centerpiece of the conspiracy, the macabre, cinematic detail that guaranteed viral immortality, the USB drive. Unverified audio recordings allegedly captured a voice giving a chilling command, "Get the USB from his body." This was followed by the allegation that the actor's abdomen was cut open to retrieve a secret digital file before he was thrown from the building. This is where the CCP made its critical mistake. When Beijing police finally broke their silence on the rumors, they didn't offer a clean denial. They detained 3 women for fabricating and disseminating false information. But in their official police notice, they did the unthinkable. They explicitly detailed the exact, horrific rumors they were denying. They stated the detained individuals alleged. *Yu was hung from a high-rise building. *He had his fingernails pulled out. His abdomen cut open before being thrown. By repeating these graphic, unverified claims in an official government notice, the party ensured every detail became permanently imprinted on the public mind. The state, in its attempt to control the narrative, accidentally validated its own fear. They gave the people the script of the crime they were trying to cover up. This is the scene that is truly unprecedented. This isn't just a hashtag trending on Weibo, this is a physical, economic rejection of elite impunity. The luxury residential community, the high-rise from which Yu Menglong fell, became instantly toxic. It was the address of the alleged crime and, crucially, the residence of the suspects, the so-called Princelings, children of high-ranking officials and wealthy business figures. Because the law offered no justice, the public enacted its own, the Great Beijing Boycott. 100 households, some reports say more, in that elite complex were suddenly put on the market. These homes, representing vast wealth, a lifetime of investment and status, were now seen as cursed. The wealthy neighbors were fleeing, not because of a market crash, but because they feared association with the alleged suspects. The cost of living near the untouchable elite, near the source of the alleged crime, was too high. Reporters trying to approach the building were met not with legal stonewalling, but with silent fear. Residents locked themselves in or physically abandoned their properties to avoid being questioned, becoming witnesses, or somehow getting implicated in a scandal that smelled of untouchable power. The boycott became the real-world metric of distrust. An entire community, built on the premise of security and privilege, was destabilized by the chilling power of a rumored murder and the state's clear inability to deliver justice. The people weren't just protesting, they were using their wealth and their absence as a political weapon. The final, disturbing detail: Yu Menglong's mother, after traveling to Beijing to manage the funeral, reportedly lost contact. The fears escalated that she, too, was now under the suppression by a powerful force to maintain the official story. The story of Yu Menglong is no longer about a celebrity. It is a terrifying, living testament to the unchecked power of the elite, the brutality of their alleged crimes, and the terrifying price of asking for the truth. The truth is what the authorities desperately wanted to keep inside that apartment building, but the fear of a boycott, the fear of the public, has blasted the doors wide open. If this story shook you to your core, you have to hit that like button right now. Comment below and tell me. Do you believe the official story of an accidental, drunken fall, Or do you believe the rumors of a murder and cover-up involving powerful princelings? What is the real significance of over 100 wealthy families abandoning their million-dollar homes? Is that fear, or is that a form of silent protest? Share this video with everyone you know. The mainstream media will not show them this reality. And finally, subscribe and hit the bell notification, because in the next part of this investigation, we connect this exact celebrity scandal to the forbidden memory of the Tiananmen Vigil and the emergency meeting of the CCP Elders. You do not want to miss the shocking connections. Drop your thoughts below.